Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk with Tiff. I'm Tiffanie, and I want to thank you for joining me for another episode. I also want to remind you guys to please like and subscribe to my channel as I'm building a community here. So let's get into it today. I want to talk about thoughts and feelings. This is a big topic in psychology. It's a big topic in spirituality. Thoughts and feelings. Are we to believe every thought we have? Are we to resonate with all of our feelings? These are good questions because a lot of human function is centering back. It's looking back to what our thoughts and feelings are. What we speak and how we behave is motivated a lot of the time from our own thoughts and feelings. Now, with that being said, where do they come from? We have to ask that. Where do thoughts and feelings come from? Well, on this channel, we know we have a mind, and inside of the mind, just like I've told you guys, we have an unconscious, and it is there to serve itself. And without space from within, you will identify with it. So all day long, it works endlessly to give you thoughts and feelings and emotions in the most simplest way. Without space from within, you become that. You identify with what it gives you. So where do they come from? They can come from our mind. If we have enough space within, we will start to be able to distinguish ourself, our true self, and it. What is it giving us? That takes a lot of time, by the way. How many of your thoughts and your feelings are coming from you and are coming from the unconscious? We already know that it's there to serve itself. So if you have no space from within and you're identifying with every last bit it gives you, well, you're gonna think all of them are yours. It's that simple. And you won't even pay attention to what the mind is doing in the background of your life. So we know that we have thousands of thoughts per day. Just like sit with that for a second. The human function produces thousands of thoughts per day from within. From in this thing, the mind. Plus, you need to know this. Let's go back a second. Thoughts are designed to be intentional. I don't know if you realize this. God's creation, He designed it to be intentional with its thoughts. How do we know this? Because He has told us to keep our minds and our hearts focused on Him, on things of above. So if God is telling us that, we know He wants us to be intentional with where we allow our thoughts to go. I want to help you guys understand this. The mind produces thoughts, thinking, nonstop. If you're not careful, you can get out of control inside of your mind, and they can become invasive. They can become obsessive. They won't let up. You feel controlled. You're cycling in thoughts. When you feel something like what I'm describing right now, this is a dead giveaway. Your mind has you right now. God's creation was not designed to have thoughts that are paralyzing, to have hold over us, negative, doesn't let up. You just feel this inner, God, like I'm just so in my head today. That's not coming from God. That's not spirit. That's the mind. And just how I've explained here, the unconscious has access to your mind. It knows your entire life. It knows exactly what you're dealing with, what you're facing, what's on your mind, because most of the time it's feeding it. And you have to realize that you have to be intentional with your thoughts. That's the design. That's God's design. Part of being intentional with your thoughts is to start your day with Him, which I've talked about. That's the importance of daily surrender being as simple as daily prayer. So when you get up in the morning and you have to start the day, because we all do, pay attention to how you wake up, because that's our first moment of observance, witnessing the mind. What's it doing? It's ready to go. You just woke up. It's like, she's up. Let's go. That's how it operates. Okay. And so for myself, that's why I have found morning prayer to be very successful in my life. It's something that God guided me toward. And that's why I've shared it here. Now that we know thoughts are meant to be intentional, if we're not careful, the mind will just feed you thoughts all day long. Can you guys tell the difference between an intentional thought that you're having and a thought that's just running on autopilot? Have you ever thought about that before? I wanted to say too that when you start visiting these ideas and concepts around thought and feeling, this is the beginning of opening up consciousness inside of yourself. When you start to witness and observe your own thoughts, gather enough space from within, this is the beginning of what consciousness is inside. So pay attention to where your thoughts cycle, where they repeat, and where they won't let up. I'm telling you, that's not you. That's not from God. That's not from spirit, and it's definitely not you. That's your mind working inside of you, holding you. And it will feel exactly like that. It's gonna feel like it has a hold on you. So being intentional with your thought process, why is that important? Because thoughts have power. They can have so much power that they can take a hold and control of you from within. And if you're not careful, this is where things can begin to fly out of your mouth. We've all had it happen. Thoughts lead to what we speak. Have you guys ever thought about this? We have the ability to think ourselves and feel. I haven't got into that yet, but we have the ability, this human function has the ability to think ourselves into a bad mood. We have that ability. We have the ability to feel our way, right, into a bad mood, bad place. That's how strong the mind is. I've done this in prayer, and I'll tell God. I just did it the other day, in fact. I was praying to God about something bothering me, and I was going for it. I was totally unpacking with God, and I'm in the middle of going off with God, right? He's listening. Very attentive. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like in the worst mood right now. Like I literally felt it. And I said, I think I need a minute, God, because I think I'm talking myself into a bad place. And so I knew my mind was entering my prayer. I wasn't coming from here anymore. It was taking over and I could hear it. I was complaining so deeply about my thing, right? My feelings, that it took over. And it can happen in literally in prayer if you're not careful. But the fact that I can witness that today and I can tell God in real time, God, it's happening right now. I know. Zip it up. Just give it a moment. Circle it back to the basics with God, okay? Connect here from your spirit again. And usually when I get into my, whatever I'm feeling, all the feels around, there's something deeper there that is at the core of it. I don't have to complain with God. I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be upset. I don't have to do any of those things. But if I start coming from my mind, it will take over, and that's what will come out of me naturally. But at the heart of all of this, a lot of our thoughts and feelings that lead to our emotions, right? And how we function, at the core of that, we're hurting somewhere. We're hurting somewhere inside. And if we could just get to that, right? And that's usually where I have to go in prayer. It's like, okay, now that I've witnessed myself becoming unconscious, literally in the middle of prayer, because that happens. Now I can start unpacking where I'm hurt, where it's hard, where it's like, I don't like where I'm at right now, God, or I have to get honest with my deep surrender with him, and that I have turned it over. And did you know that it's okay to tell God, like, I surrender, God, I'm here where you have me? I don't have to necessarily like it though. That's how much I love God. I'm not here to be like, well, God, I need to like it. No, what I am here to do is put my life down and put it in his hands. And sometimes when we do that with God, we're going to go through things that are going to be so freaking hard that they can cause us to become angry, dysregulated. We can get very emotional around it because we're putting the self down. And even though we have feelings around whatever it is, we have to be able to keep our focus on God, our surrender for God. Know that no matter what happens, we're not going back. We're not going back on our word, because our word is extremely important with God. And so that's happened to me in prayer before, where I've had to call myself out in the middle of my prayer because I talked myself into a bad place with God, and then the mind's going, and then I have to circle it back to the basics so I can start to open up to God about the truth. And the truth is that, God, you have me in such a hard season right now, and I don't like it. And sometimes that's the truth for me. And so I tell God, but if I don't talk to him about what I don't even like in my own surrender with him, it will use it against me. It will show up in my own prayer. And all of a sudden, I'm in full-blown mind talking to God. And thank God I have enough space from within today to catch it. This is the goal, you guys. It's to be able, it doesn't go away. No, it's to be able to witness it. Like I said in the last video, go watch it. So let's press forward here. We also know, if you follow a lot of people in psychology, we've been taught in this field that not all of our thoughts are our thoughts, right? The mind is just doing what the mind does. Okay. Well, we can say that, but I will argue that we need to go deeper. I don't really believe that God created a mind, like his creation of mind, and it's just doing what the mind does. No. God's intentional. And when he created this entire human function, he knew what he was doing. The precision and accuracy is like no other, okay? It's perfect. The perfection that comes when looking at the human function, the body, how it all operates, the brain, it's too perfect, you guys. If you ever have a minute, Google it, and you will see the design of the human, the perfection behind it. So having a mind, we need to realize that it's designed to be used with intention. Otherwise, there's a default. There's a default there. And it will absolutely enter in your thoughts and in your feelings, and it will pose as you. And if you don't have any space from within, you are the host. You're hosting the unconscious. It's spiritual, and it will settle right into you, deep roots, and give you solution to your entire life. And it will also drag you through it. And so don't be surprised when things fly out of your mouth, or you have feelings that take on such deep roots inside of you. They have enough power, these thoughts and feelings, which are all very much geared toward emotion, right? The mind loves emotion. Don't process emotions in the mind. You will get yourself into trouble. All of these things, okay, they are all geared toward the unconscious taking over from within. And that's the bottom line. It wants to run your life, and if you don't have space to know the difference, it will do exactly that. And you will find yourself on autopilot if you even realize it. Most don't. Saying and doing things, and that's just coming out in what you speak and your behavior. What you speak and your behavior reflects your thoughts and your feelings. And all of this is centered around emotion, because if you process emotion here in the mind, don't be surprised if your thoughts and feelings, they're coming from here as well. Thoughts come from the mind. Thoughts don't come from inside the spirit. The spirit doesn't think, okay? It doesn't think. The spirit knows. There's knowing in the spirit. There's truth in the spirit. There's no thought. There's no debate. There's no well, this and that. No, that's not how the spirit works. The mind works that way. The mind loves to have a debate. The mind loves to play devil's advocate. The mind loves to question this and that. Curiosity can come from the spirit when you start to something catches you, right? Because we have the ability to listen here. We can hear from our spirit. So pay attention where there's curiosity. But when you start needling and questioning and nitpicking, that's all from the mind. So there is a way to tell the difference. And so knowing that our thoughts can lie to us, don't believe every thought that you have. The fact that the thought can lie at all, that's deception. So you, like I was telling you, are and can be the host if you're not careful. So it has to work through you to deceive you first. have you believe whatever the thought is. You believe the narrative, you believe the story. So it deceives you, and from you, that's where you begin to speak. People will begin to speak or behave in a way that will reflect their thoughts and feelings. So this is one way to really understand the unconscious and consciousness. Consciousness is willing to pause. It doesn't want to speak all of the time. It doesn't just have its thought and then blah. No, that's not how it works. Through consciousness and in truth, there is space and there is enough pause inside of you to examine exactly what's coming from here and what's coming from here. When you have feelings in consciousness and you begin to have your space with God, you're gonna be able to distinguish the difference between what's coming from you and what is it feeding you. This is the beginning of consciousness. You're gonna start to examine your thoughts and find space between what is you and what is it giving you. So now the mind will default a pattern for you to follow every time a feeling rises up inside of you. This is what it does. The mind's solution, it can hook you by developing patterns inside of you. And so if you're not careful, you don't pay attention to those patterns. You just run on the autopilot. And so you have no space from within to distinguish that the pattern is even showing up. You're just doing it. You're in the doings. Okay, so it starts as a slight distraction from within that's related to your mind emotion. What do I mean by that? So the mind loves to distract. And when we are sensitive, I don't know if you know this, humans are meant to be sensitive, by the way, okay? We have a spirit and we have our sensitivity from within. And if you pay attention to your emotions that come from the mind, you're going to start to realize the difference when emotion rises up inside your mind versus emotion that's inside of your spirit. We're meant to have our feelings. Part of the problem in today is that when you get a feeling, right, everybody wants to immediately change it. Get out of it, change it, do something. It's in the doings, and that's a problem. Because part of having feelings, you guys, when we actually know where they're coming from and we actually feel our feelings, that's just it. Feel the feeling. Feel your discomfort, right? It's okay to feel the feeling and not like it. You don't have to run out every single time you get a feeling and want to change it. In this world, the human condition, it loves to reach outside of itself for something in order to change what it feels inside. You'll see that a lot. And it doesn't just need to pick up a drink. Like in this culture today, if you're stressed or you're having feelings or you're just feeling too much emotion or you need some time and you want to just kind of like put some rest at ease inside of yourself, a lot of people in today's culture will reach for that glass of wine because they need to like kind of let loose, or they'll check out on Netflix or something, a program to watch. What is hard for a human is to sit in the feeling. That's hard for the human. And so we reach a lot outside of ourselves, and whether even on our phones, let me scroll. And like we reach outside of ourselves to change the way we feel rather than feel the way we feel. Feelings are visitors, okay? They're visitors like emotions, and it's okay to have a feeling. Now, if you have feelings constantly coming up for you inside your mind that's generating it, and you don't immediately take it to God, these feelings, they can take up residency. And so what I mean by that is when you have feelings that take up residency, people begin to identify so deeply with their feeling. This is where it creates position. And where it does that, it will take over your identity. And that's just the truth. When you get a feeling and you can start to distinguish the difference between you and this you of your mind, the unconscious, immediately take it to God. The way I function is I just take everything to God. I'm unfiltered here because that's what works for me. I, in prayer, take everything to God. All my thoughts, all my feelings, all my pain, all my emotions, all my dysregulation, all my happy, all my joy, all my everything. Like I just take every bit of me to God and I filter through him. That's what I do because I don't trust this thing at all. It's ruined my life in many ways at one time. It's destroyed me from within. It has done a lot of things that have paralyzed me at certain points in my life where I was not in a good place. I was suicidal at one point, into things that were horrible for my health, and using so much of what was outside of me to fix the inside of me. I was trying to change all these thoughts and feelings and emotions in my mind that my mind was giving me, but I was constantly reaching outside of me to do it. And if you're looking for a long-term solution to an ongoing thing that's in the human function, do not look outside of yourself to fix it. I'm going to say that again. If you're looking for a long-term solution that will work, okay, to help you in what your mind creates around your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, do not look outside of yourself to fix it. It's not there. God says, go within, look in. The kingdom of heaven is in, go in. It's very hard for humans to wrap their head around this one, and their heart sometimes even too, because the heart and the mind, you want to lead with the heart, lead with the spirit, and the mind takes the back seat. That's the intentional part. Now, they can disagree. And that's okay. But we know that when we go to God and we prioritize God and we put him first and we basically take our entire self, every aspect of it, and we put it before him, he's going to help us. We know this. He does it time and time again. He is the reason, you guys, we are able to function when we depend on him. When you prioritize and you depend on God for healthy functioning from within. Okay, I'm talking about mind, body, spirit, soul, heart, healthy functioning from within. If you are constantly checking in with your creator to be well from within, and you do the work, because all these things work together. It's not just about take care of your mental health, just take care of your spiritual health, or just move your body, right? Or eat well. It's not just about one thing. It's about all things. And it's about understanding that you're going to have to do some work. Like if you want to be healthy in all these areas of function, you have to do work. This requires a lot of work, discipline, self-love. You must care about yourself. And if you're not willing to do those things together, don't be surprised if you end up back here. Like it's that simple. Being it and living by the Spirit, right? Working from here with God requires every single day discipline, showing up in the trenches with God, working it out, being honest, like prioritizing him, calling yourself out in real time. Like this is what it requires. Work. Like there's no chilling. You don't chill. Okay. There's no relax. We don't relax. Like life is hard and you have to get to work. If you want to live a life that is meaningful with purpose, you are constantly going to be looking at the self. Constantly. And let me tell you something about looking at the self. It's hard. It's very hard. That's going to require you reflecting on your thoughts and your feelings, because those two things are going to feed your emotions. And where you process your emotions, it matters, because this is how you can become distracted and get swallowed up by the unconscious. Or you could do the opposite and immediately take everything to God right when you wake up and prioritize him so you can have a shot, your best shot at having a good day, having a beautiful life, something that is meaningful, impactful. It's not going to be perfect. I actually would say this. If you surrender and you mean it, you're willing to do it God's way, your life is going to get harder. It's like harder because you're living in truth now. And like you're looking at the self constantly now. And so if something went on, you're going to go face it with God, in addition to facing all the truth from before. And this is hard work. This is a call for God's bravest, right? You got to be brave. It takes courage to face the self every day with God. And most don't, because it's hard work. And it's much easier to just live by this and talk, speak, constantly speaking and behaving in the doing, and just believing that you're right and calling people out. That's not a meaningful life. That's not a meaningful life. That's not empowering. That's not impactful. That's coming from the mind. And we are made for so much more than that. Like, I really believe that. When God looks at us, I really feel that he looks at our behavior and what we speak, especially outwardly. And this is where it's going to involve others, because how you treat others in your behavior and how you speak is going to tell everything about you. If your behavior and what you speak don't align with God's character, something's off. Big time. Something's off. It's all connected, you guys. And that's what I want to help you see today. We have to realize that there's a way to navigate our thoughts and feelings. And I've shared with you how I do it. And that's by taking every last bit of myself in here and in here of every single moment. I take it to God and we review it together. Otherwise, how am I going to know me, my function, unless I take it to my Creator? And that's taking your thoughts and feelings to God too, and calling yourself out in real time. So it's my hope that this will help bring some awareness to you to start thinking about your own thoughts. Start thinking about your own feelings. Pay attention to what's coming up for you. But all of this is going to begin in your prayer time, which is connected to your surrender. But it's possible. I want you to know that, because it's happening in my life. I would never sit here before you and make up some story. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm here to tell you it's possible. It's happening in my life. And just know that when you start to have consciousness around your own thoughts and feelings, this process, just like every process with God, is slow. It's slow. So keep that in mind. Be patient with yourself. Just allow it to happen and trust God, because he drives the ship. That's what I say. So thank you guys so much. I love coming on and sharing these talks with you and just diving into deep conversations. So thank you so much. And please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of your support. Thanks, guys.